Ladies and gents, rest assured, I know there's been a lot of discussion about hazmat useless today. I'm going to get to that. I won't forget. But I'm going to start with something else. These two Rochdale sexual deviants cannot be deported after they tore up their Puma Tracky passports. Offenders are exploiting a loophole by renouncing their citizenship, meaning the UK cannot make them stateless. And obviously, the motherland of the Puma Tracky is refusing to take them. Yeah, we have to start with this, and then we're going to segue into hazmat useless. And needless to say, both stories are very much interconnected because you live on Diddler Island and it's just another day of the week. Yeah, that's where we're going. It's Monday. Foreign blokes are rogering the kids while other foreign blokes and politicians cover it all up, and we've got to talk about it again. I mean, it's like they don't want me to vary my content, isn't it? So yeah, we're doing that. Another day, another diddler. Right then, this tweet from Visegrad24, probably the only base news organisation in the world these days because they're from Eastern Europe. It's the Visegrad group, the only place in Europe that isn't completely brain dead at this point. And they've wrote this story up. It's also covered by the Telegraph, so it is of pertinence. It's just occurred in the last couple of weeks, where we physically cannot get rid of the detritus of society. It's covered by X's breaking news as well. Last updated 2 minutes ago as I'm filming this. It says Kwari Abdul Rauf. Yep, good red-blooded Englishman's name. I knew it wasn't going to be Nigel Turner, didn't you? And Adil Khan, ringleaders of the Rochdale diddler gangs, preyed on children, as we know, with drugs and alcohol before the obvious, and trafficking. So basically, worthy of the death penalty in any nation that isn't completely backwards. And they were only jailed, Ralph for 6 years, so probably got out in 3, and Khan for 8.5. And now they can't be deported because the Puma Trackies refused them entry without documents, leaving them stateless. Judges rejected appeals, of course they did, because they work with them to help them violate your children. And no resolution has come, despite years of efforts, fueling calls for legal changes. That's the crux of this story. And as Stephen Barrett, a lawyer, knows what he's talking about, points out here, of course you can deport them. Law is the servant and not the master. That's obvious to anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together. As you all know, the Labour Party specialise in this. Tony Blair came in and changed laws. He went, that'll prevent my nefarious scheme to wreck the UK forever and turn it into Diddler Island or Disability Island, considering apparently 1 in 4 people's on benefits. Like every single person there's got a club foot, a cleft palate, or whatever it was that Stephen Hawking had. Can't even eat cereal disease, right? It's unbelievable. Anybody who actually has ever walked down the street knows for a fact that the actual disability number in the UK is probably about 1 in 30. It isn't 1 in 4. Oh yeah, and for all the actually guys, I am aware he had motor neurone disease or ALS. I was just being juvenile. Sorry about that. If you've got an issue with it, you must be new. The story's covered at length in the Telegraph, but they've annoyed me, so I'm not going to do that. What I will do is make my point very easily by pointing you at a different webpage. This one, where I asked the question, how much aid do UK give Pakistan? And the AI promptly responded that we were going to give them £133 million. And historically, they've been a top recipient of UK aid, with over 300 million provided annually up until 2019 and 2020. We also provide them emergency support like we did in August last year, and we promote gender equality. By promoting gender equality over there, what we're really saying is, yeah, you should be sexually exploiting more men, you filthy bastards. So, if the point isn't obvious, we give them lots of money. We can change the law because we're supposed to make laws to serve the people of the country. If that's not painfully obvious, again, the people that rule the UK with an iron fist are pro-kiddie-fiddler. You know it. You know it. Changing the law is easy. We have a sovereign nation. If the politicians and the lords want to change laws, they can change them very quickly. When Herma got involved because Lucy Connolly upset him, they had her dragged across the coals and in jail in 12 hours. When they want to move, they can do. So, you change the law, you tell Pakistan, kiss goodbye to 133 million plus tips, and they take them back. It's that simple. So why is it not happening? Because they don't want to do it, because our leaders protect and assist foreign kiddie fiddlers. Okay? Easy. Which takes me to my next story. Do you all remember this story? It spawned many memes. Police issue misinformation warning. Sorry, misinformation, because that's how the Mongs talk who use that word, over girls' weapons arrest. Remember this story on the BBC? Well, it was part of a wider campaign, as you are well aware, of the BBC, the government, and all the MPs and the politicians and the great and the good to smear the young girl with the axe who went viral and slander the people that complained about foreign kiddie fiddlers. And I'm sure you remember, Hazmat Useless went very noisy on it and said, despite reviewing CCTV and making other inquiries, officers have found nothing to support allegations against the two individuals highlighted in the posts. Who would have guessed the far right was full of bullshit? And you got even more frisp politicians like this knobhead Swinney going even further and giving interviews about it.
Just lastly, I just wanted to get your reaction. Police Scotland has intervened about what it says is disinformation among an incident in Dundee involving a 12-year-old girl with weapons. Posts have been shared by Elon Musk, by Tommy Robson. People online have speculated about the ethnicity of the people involved. Does this worry you?
The first thing I want to say is that this is a live police investigation, so there's a limit to what I can say about the individual case. But what is very important is that Police Scotland have issued a warning about deliberate misinformation that is being used to stoke up fear and alarm in our communities. And I am concerned about that, and everybody should be concerned about that, because we live in a fundamentally safer country today than we did 40 years ago. That's what the recorded crime data told us earlier on this week. We're living in a safer country than we did 40 years ago. But people like Elon Musk, with the misinformation that has been stoked up about this case, are trying to undermine that sense of cohesion within our communities, and it is totally and utterly unacceptable, and Police Scotland are absolutely right to call it out.
Minister, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, so he's another left-wing oxygen thief that is complicit in the torture of children. And lo and behold, what's the other big story of the day? Prosecutors allege that Ilya Belov, 22, approached and followed 4 girls who were aged between 12 and 14 and made sexual remarks to them before seizing one of the girls and pushing her to the ground. It's also covered at length by the BBC, with a man and woman, foreign man and woman, accused of assaulting little girls in Dundee, hence the lassie with the axe. So there you go. Hook, line and sinker. Hazmat Useless and Baldy there are complicit, just like almost all of our politicians, it seems, in the industrial scale and continuing torture and abuse of, let's be honest, probably millions of kids at this point, isn't it? Probably millions. Reform said it was 250,000, right? But they're a bit wet, so it's probably on the low end. As I keep saying, Diddler Island. Brass Eye made a joke about it, didn't they? And said the British Isles should have the words peed off in front of it. And they were right all along, because of the scum that lead us. But you tolerate it, ladies and gents. We all just sit there and we let them get on with it, because life's too comfortable. Netflix is still on. You've got a nice, comfy Tempur-Pedic mattress and full bellies and relatively comfortable existences. So we just allow kiddie fiddlers to operate, foreign kiddie fiddlers to operate, and we do nothing about it. And our politicians are complicit, and the coppers are in on it, and the judges and the lawyers make it impossible to deport them all. And that's just where we're at. If you haven't got a rage boner, you should. If your piss isn't boiling in your bladder, I can only assume you went to the lavatory recently. And if you're not incandescent with rage 24/7 like me, you've got no heart and soul. All right? But that's just what I think. If you think it's all overblown, the government and the coppers and the BBC don't lie all the time, and everything's fine and dandy, please leave a comment down below, because you are obviously completely off your tits, and I love reading the ramblings of a mental patient. All right, thanks for tuning in. See you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.